Hello and welcome to my Monday message. One big idea in around about 4 minutes. This week we're going to be finishing our short series on high stakes communication with the top 10 tips for dealing with communication when it gets tough. Tip number 1, know what you want. Go into the situation or conversation knowing what kind of outcome you actually want, and equally importantly, what you don't want. What are your red lines? What's your best alternative to a negotiated agreement? Number 2, feel before you deal. That means you need to regulate your emotions, regulate the energy with which you show up. I'm not saying suppress your emotions, you do still need to feel, but you need to know what you're feeling and you need to be very centered in yourself, because the energy that you project will be reflected back to you by the people in the room. So stay calm if you want calm is really the rule. Number 3, perspective taking. Remember that everybody sees the world slightly differently to you. Remember that people might see the facts different to you. So you need to understand their perspectives. So take everybody's perspective. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody, including yourself. Never lose sight of number 1 on this list. Know what you want as well. Number 4, deal with facts, not with beliefs. We are wired as human beings to tell ourselves stories about the things that are around us and to respond and react to those stories. So we very often don't deal with empirical fact. The acid test is this: if the thing that you think is true could technically have something that is the 180-degree diametrically opposed opposite to it also be true, technically, then you're dealing with a belief, not with a fact, because you can't have the opposite of a fact also be true. So treat beliefs as hypotheses to be tested. Don't get too bogged down in them. Number 5, deal with causes, not with symptoms. The presenting issue is usually a symptom of something deeper. Go digging, understand the causes. You're on track to be able to deal with the problem and to solve it. Number 6, listen. Listen, listen, listen. Actively listen. It's really important that people feel heard and understood. And also, when you have shared understanding, you've got a better chance of actually getting to some kind of a resolution. Shared understanding doesn't yet mean agreement, but it does mean that if you are still disagreeing, at least you're disagreeing about the right thing. Number 8, compassionate candor. Say what you mean what you say, but just don't be mean when you say it. This goes back to the point we made previously a few weeks ago about being kind rather than just being nice. Don't be superficial. Be transparent. Number 8, power dynamics. In any given situation, there is always a power dynamic. If there's more than one person in the room, there's a power dynamic. So be respectful of the other person's dignity. Make sure that you hold space for them and that you expect for them to hold space for you. You've got to make sure that you maintain your own position within this conversation as well. And if you are speaking truth to power, it's particularly important to do this because sometimes there can be, well, consequences for you if you get it badly wrong. That's one of the things that makes it high stakes communication. So it's really important that you continue to be compassionately candid, as we just said, but also to make sure that you, I suppose, respect the dignity of the other person that you're talking to. So try and find common ground, whether that common ground is shared values, a shared outcome that you're both looking for, or something that you both share in terms of the wider impact that you're trying to achieve, even if you're coming from slightly different places. Number 9, summarize, summarize, summarize. So many times I've seen situations where people leave a difficult conversation, relieved that it's over, thinking that they got a shared agreement, but having not summarized and clarified that they did indeed get that shared agreement, they later discover to their horror that they both left the conversation with very different understandings of what had been discussed. So summarize and clarify before you end the conversation. Otherwise, you'll find yourself right back to square one, and that's not where you want to be. And number 10, the most important thing on the whole list, practice. This stuff's difficult. And difficult stuff needs to be practiced. If you don't normalize it, if you don't build muscle memory, then you will never get good at it. So find a safe space in which to do this stuff. Test it out with a friend, a colleague, a peer, a coach. If you run a team, then normalize giving feedback in lower stakes situations so you at least build the language for feedback before it gets high stakes. That's one of the most useful things you can ever do. And as an 11th point on this 10-point list, I'm going to recommend a book that's called Crucial Conversations. It's one of the first books that my first ever coach recommended to me over 20 years ago. This latest edition, this 3rd edition, is a new copy that I've just purchased for myself. And I have to say, going back through it and looking at some of the tips that are in there, There's things in there which I've been doing for the last 20 years, which I've just used so much that I now think they were mine originally. I'm slightly disappointed to find out that I got them from that book originally, but it's a terrific book and I commend it to you. So, hope that is helpful. Thank you as always for helping me to build this channel by liking and subscribing, and I'll see you next week.